Hey guys, how's it going? Richard here with Alien Bros, and I hope you're all having a fantastic day. And man, do I have something insane to share with you guys. I know a lot of you have been seeing orb UFOs recently, but I think this piece of footage that I received may just take the cake. It is one of the craziest orb sightings that I've ever seen, if you can even really classify it as an orb UFO to begin with. I have a few other things to share with you guys as well, but I want to start with this one. It is a rather long clip, and I'll be trimming out the parts where the UFO/USO isn't in the video because this is a camera feed from a beach in Encinitas, California, captured by a surf webcam, reported to us by a father whose son managed to capture and download the sighting because, funnily enough, the following day, this camera feed was taken down. Reminds me a lot of what NASA did with the ISS live feed when they couldn't stop people from sighting UFOs out in space. They just couldn't cut the feed quick enough. Anyway, it was captured at 10:30 p.m. by the man's son on May 7th of 2020, and I think you guys are going to love it. Make sure you watch it closely the whole way through though, because this object does some truly crazy stuff both in and out of the water. Check it out, and we'll talk more on it after, right? Here it is. Now, the first time I watched this, I almost could not believe what I was seeing. This object starts out seemingly underwater, flashing a red light and stationary, then, out of nowhere, changes colors, flashing white, and moving around at what seems to be at random, freely under the water. Then it decides to move further out to sea, and as it gets further away from the shore, changes back to a red light, occasionally staying lit instead of pulsating, up until it decides to take off into the sky off in the horizon. Now, I can't say that I have seen anything like this on video before. I have heard stories of these types of USOs and seen dramatizations, but this is actually downright incredible, and I am fairly certain it is the first true USO that we have shared on this channel. It is very rare to see this sort of footage since USOs are generally under the water. Of course, we have shared multiple accounts of UFOs being filmed over the open ocean, but nothing quite like this before. This is just an absolutely incredible piece of unaltered footage, and I would love to know what the object in this video actually is. It is super hard to tell how large this object is, and it almost looks as if it is part of a larger object lighting up the surrounding water, but it becomes clear that it is not connected to anything when it raises up out of the water and takes off. It is usually easy to write orbs like these off as drones. However, once the orb starts moving around freely in the open ocean, we enter a new territory altogether that completely eliminates that potential variable and opens up a lot of new ones to examine, such as submarines and certain types of marine life. However, submarines cannot raise up from the water and fly off into the sky. Neither can any type of marine life. So, that completely eliminates one of the only potential submerged objects that could be mistaken for an object such as this one. In short, I don't know what this father and son duo filmed, but it is definitely not normal and far from mundane. Do I think it could be ET? Well, with the behavior that it's emitting in this video, honestly, I would say it's a possibility. I won't say that there is zero possible explanations, but I think that we are quickly approaching that territory. I would like to know what you guys think about this object, though. People have been spotting what are known as USOs, aka unidentified submerged objects, for decades, and very rarely do we ever get footage of one, especially performing these types of feats. Many times, people will mistake submarines and certain glowing fish or marine life, as I mentioned earlier, that can glow and create strange lights under the water. However, there is no known marine life or object that I know of that can behave in the way this object in the footage is behaving. People have even gone as far as to claim that there are entire alien societies living under our Earth's oceans, and I definitely do think it is possible. 95% of our world's oceans are still unexplored. In fact, we have explored more of outer space than we have our own oceans. It is also not unheard of for Navy submarines to encounter and report what they call quote-unquote fast movers, which are underwater objects moving at speeds faster than any known animal or submarine are capable of, usually in excess of several hundred knots or more. So many so that they actually have a program known as the Fast Movers Program, where they file reports of these objects to Navy higher-ups, which usually never see the light of day after they're reported, nor is an explanation ever given to the witnesses of said fast movers. Rather, they are debriefed and told to forget what they witnessed on their sonars. I think with the footage that we have here, we may very well be seeing one of these objects that the Navy has been reporting to the secret Fast Movers Program for decades. And if I'm being honest, I wouldn't be surprised if we did indeed have an extraterrestrial civilization living underneath our world's oceans. Where better to hide out on our world than in places that we cannot dive down to and explore just yet? Places like the Mariana Trench would be the perfect place for advanced life forms to hide and stake out our planet, coming and going at will. I remember a story of a crew of Russian explorers that once visited the Mariana Trench and reported seeing one of these unknown submerged objects. I may make a future video delving into that sighting. I also know that it was reported to the Russian government, and they were told never to speak on it, much like an incident with Lake Baikal in Siberia, where a team of USSR soldiers attempted to explore the lake and were scared off by supposed humanoid creatures living there, which again was never supposed to find its way into the public eye, and is a very little known incident, even among the UFO community outside of Russia. Lake Issyk-Kul and Lake Baikal are regarded as two of the oldest lakes on the planet, and claims of humanoid beings living within its depths have been around for many, many years. The USSR military even personally warned their soldiers not to try and capture these humanoid creatures. For what reason, I do not know. However, if they are truly extraterrestrial in origin, as has been theorized, then they likely would not have been able to easily apprehend said creatures in the first place. We have past videos explaining the mysteries of Russia's UFO phenomenon and places like Kapustin Yar that you guys should check out if you haven't already, but that is not what this video is about. These are all just examples to give you guys some ideas of what is going on underneath our world's oceans, and oldest and deepest freshwater lakes, which definitely lends some more mystery to this sighting. Let me know what you guys think of this object down in the comments. I think we truly have something incredible in this footage, and I want to congratulate the father and son that managed to capture this USO on video. Alright, let's get into our next sighting for today. This one comes to us from Baja California and was captured on June 3rd of 2020. It shows what seems to be a video of a legitimate flying saucer shown rather clearly in the footage. We have shared footage from Baja California, Mexico before, and it is definitely a hotspot for UFO activity. The witness that filmed this video only speaks Spanish, so I'm translating his statement over from Spanish to English, but in short he said, and I quote, "Every day I go out to see the sky for a few minutes, and today I saw a dark spot on some hills, so I ran to get my camera, and I was able to zoom in to see what it is, and I managed to capture this," end of quote. And this is the footage he captured. Check it out. So this is definitely some great footage. I really don't believe that it's CGI based on the pixelation. However, if it is very well done, and I won't totally rule it out just yet. I know some of you guys are experts on CGI more so than me, and maybe you can confirm or deny my thoughts on it, but I don't feel that the object in this footage is actually CGI. I won't immediately say this thing is a true flying saucer, however, since we have seen sightings like these be debunked in the past where objects, such as a balloon, have been mistaken for flying saucers. However, I really don't think that is what the witness filmed here. I won't say it can't be explained away, but I just don't see anything in the footage to indicate that this object is something that can be so easily explained. I do find it strange that once he zoomed out, the object seemed to just fade off into the distance and disappear, and that is the part that weirds me out the most and makes me want to ask questions. What do you guys think? Did our witness film something out of this world, or do you think that there's an explanation for the sighting? Let us all know your thoughts on it down in the comments. I want to hear from you guys. Okay, so I have one more sighting for you guys, and it comes to us from Toronto, Canada. It is a short one that was captured on May 26th of 2020. It is definitely a good one, which shows what the witness described to be a triangle-shaped UFO. But after reviewing the footage under analysis, it looks more like a T-shaped UFO to me. However, I'll let you guys decide for yourselves what you think it is. It is definitely a clearer sighting than normal, and whatever shape you think it is, I'm sure we can all agree that it is definitely a weird one. I'll go ahead and play the clip for you guys now, and we'll analyze it together afterwards, alright? Now here it is.
Sí. Screenमध्ये बघ माझ्या.
काय? दिसत नाही आता.
दिसत आहे.
दिसतंय का?
The witness of this sighting said that they had filmed this object under 100 times normal zoom on their smartphone. They had attempted to obtain their camera and tripod, but by the time that they got it to film the object, it was gone. Often the case with objects like these, as supposedly it was moving at a very high rate of speed and was difficult to capture on camera in the first place. It is definitely a uniquely shaped object, whatever it may be. If it is a true UFO, it is definitely the first time, at least as far as I can remember, that I have seen a legitimate T-shaped UFO. At least in my opinion it looks T-shaped. I guess there will probably be some debate on this in the comments as to whether it is a T-shape or a triangle shape, and that's fine, just please keep it clean and be respectful to each other. I'd like it if we could all try to get along. This community is already divided enough as it is, and the goal I have had with this channel since I started it has been to put an end to the division. We'll never get any answers if we don't work together towards finding them. Unity will always win over division. Now, if I'm being honest, I already know this is no bird, plane, or anything of the sort, and if it is a drone, it is the most unconventionally shaped drone that I think I have seen yet, and I don't think that a drone would fit the witness's description of the behavior of this object. I'm not sure what it is 100%, but I think we may very well be looking at a genuine UFO here. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments, because this is definitely a weird one. Alright, let's get into some news that I have for you guys. So as I'm sure all of you are probably already aware, there was an anomaly spotted during the recent SpaceX Dragon capsule launch, and it has been blowing up all over the internet. What you guys may not have heard though is that back in 2006, astronauts returning on the space shuttle Atlantis claimed to have had a similar experience firsthand. Generally, NASA astronauts or anyone from the organization in general would deny having ever seen anything like this, and to them the term UFO is taboo. It is a term to bury, and never let see the light of day shine anywhere past the file cabinet drawer that they locked it away in. As we know, our government is not fond of admitting to their existence, or at least they weren't until recently, and even now they never admit when an anomaly is spotted. However, in this case, word got out from first-hand sources that we can definitely consider to be credible observers. On the flight back, Commander Brent Jett radioed into Mission Control to report sighting 3 unknown objects in space that appeared to be flying in formation. On a recording of the conversation, Commander Brent Jett claimed that the object had a, quote, kind of reflective structure, then going on to say, it's a structure that's definitely not rigid. It's not a metal solid structure. It's not like anything I've ever seen on the outside of the shuttle, that's for sure. After the captain initially witnessed the object, 2 more appeared in what seemed to be a triangle formation, much like the ones commonly seen and captured on video by skywatchers here on Earth. What you are seeing now is an image captured by the ISS of the objects that Captain Jett claimed to have witnessed. These are clearly nothing normal, and I can definitely see why Captain Brett reported them. Mission Control then proceeded to take over control of the payload camera, and that is when things decided to get strange. In typical NASA fashion, however, they immediately came up with a supposed explanation for these objects. One of their 2 explanations that they go to when objects like these are sighted. They always either go with space debris or ice crystals, and in this case, they decided to go with space debris. However, I don't buy it. Many objects like these have been captured by people on the ISS live feed down here on the planet, and NASA always feels the need to cut the feed when we spot them. Now, we have an astronaut who has likely witnessed space debris many, many times before witnessing these objects, and NASA immediately discredits him and tried to explain these objects away as something mundane without a second thought. Objects holding a perfect formation that Captain Jett felt disturbed him enough to have to report them into Mission Control. Clearly, there is more to this than they want people to know about, which usually is the case with these types of sightings, whether they are captured by civilian or highly trained space explorers. We have seen these objects perform impossible maneuvers in zero gravity, yet somehow they are always explained as ice crystals or space debris. This just reeks of a cover-up, and after the Dragon capsule launch, I remembered this and figured it would be the perfect time to bring it up to you guys. It also reminds me of a case that we have reported on in a past video a while back, with an astronaut named John Glenn that witnessed several UFOs around his space pod while in orbit around the Earth, and I will be putting that video in the end card for you guys that are new here to learn more about it. We even have the entire recording of Glenn's conversation with Mission Control in the video, and it is definitely eye-opening, to say the least, in regards to what's going on up in the skies above our planet, and shows just how quick NASA is to put these sightings to bed. NASA may try to cover it up, but there is nothing stopping you guys from using the resources that you have at your disposal to go through the available videos, live streams, and information publicly available to all of us, as well as watch the skies for yourselves to see just how crazy they truly are, and to get an idea of just how truly nuts our skies, space, and even our world's oceans truly are. We definitely are not alone, no matter how much NASA and other government agencies have attempted to lie and cover it up by ramming down our throats the idea that we are alone. They are finally starting to very, very slowly come clean and let us know what we have all known to be true all along, and it is beautiful. If we keep pushing, we will get answers. Anyway, that's all I have for you guys today, but stay tuned because there is a lot more coming, and we will have it posted very soon. If you liked the video, then please don't forget to hit that like button on your way out, share it, comment, and most importantly, hit that subscribe button and tap that notification bell. It really helps us out, and it'll let you guys stay up to date by sending you a message straight to your inbox every time we upload a new video, and you can once again stay on the up and up with all of the latest alternative news. And remember, you have to hit the bell button or YouTube will not notify you when our new videos come out. Maybe also bookmark the page because Google seems to be censoring our channel. We are almost certainly being blacklisted and we need your help to overcome that. If you'd like to help support the work we do here, please feel free to support us on Patreon. We are currently working on setting up a new tier list for our patrons and we think that you guys will really like them. The link is down in the video description. Every little bit that we get helps us out tremendously and we truly are grateful for it. Also, if you have UFO footage or evidence that you would like us to feature on the channel, then please email it over to us. Our email is down in the description as well, and we'll get back to you as soon as humanly possible. Also, for updates on our new videos, please go follow our Facebook page. The link is down in the video description as well. Together, we will find the truth. Thanks again for your support, guys. It really does mean a lot to us, and don't forget to browse the channel if you're new and get yourself up to speed. As always, I'm Richard with Alien Bros, and I'll see you guys again next video.